Let's do a quick run through to see how StarTrails AI works. For the images you're going to see in this example, I took about 500 photos of the night sky with this serpent sculpture in the foreground. These are from Borrego Springs, California, starting at the end of Blue Hour. The first thing I like to do is to just stack the images we have into a star trail image. The stacking process uses the brightest pixels from each image, so it's going to include streaks from airplanes and satellites, but it'll give us a good idea of what we're working with. And now we can see what we captured. The star trails look good, but all this other stuff in the sky is kind of annoying. We're definitely going to want to remove these streaks. If we're going to clean up these streaks manually, one approach is to mask out each streak and fill it in black. That way, when we stack the images, keeping just the brightest pixels, we'll ignore the contents of this mask. Doing this manually for hundreds of images is a lot of work, so let's let the software do it for us. To do that, let's go to Detect Streaks. This is going to run a neural network to detect each streak in our images. It takes about 1 to 2 seconds per image, so we're going to fast forward through this part. Okay, that's finished. If we zoom in, we can see it did a pretty good job detecting streaks, but there's definitely some room for improvement in this model. Now we can stack again to make another star trail image, this time enabling the Remove Streaks option. I'm also going to set a small fade that will soften the edges of our star trails. Looking pretty good. There are still some places that we could further improve. Maybe we could manually remove some of these airplane trails. You might have also noticed during the detection phase that we were detecting some streaks along the edge of this sculpture, and those were false positives. We could go back and fix those also. There's one last step that we're going to do in the app, and that's going to address this issue. Since we masked out regions of the sky before our stacking process, it left some holes in the star trails. We have another model that we can run that's going to try and fill in those holes. So let's do that now. Okay, that's finished. We can zoom in and do a little before and after. That definitely helped. I see 1 or 2 areas where might still require a little bit more attention. And now I'm finished in StarTrails AI. My next step would be to pull this into Photoshop and merge it with a light painted foreground, and then I'll show you what the final image looks like. And there it is. If you're interested in StarTrails AI, it's a work in progress. It's free open source software that you can download from GitHub. Thanks.